Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to welcome you all to Virtual Village Hall, Royal Voluntary Service and Yoga with me. I'm Dave, and we got to another Thursday again. A hot, steamy week. And if you've made it onto your mat, then congratulations, because when it's this warm, we don't really want to move. So if you've made it this far and you've got here, that's the hard work done. And then the next 45 minutes will be kind of plain sailing, I hope. I haven't quite decided what we're going to do. We'll definitely be taking plenty of long breaks because it's hot today. I don't usually talk too much about water, but make sure you're well hydrated. And at any point you want to take a break, then, feel free to do that. The most important thing on hot days like this is to keep the fluids in. So let's start, shall we? I'll shuffle back onto my mat in a moment, but let's just spend a little bit of time arriving. So find somewhere for the hands. They could be palms up like this. You can have the hands just on the knees. And then, close the eyes if that feels good, or just keep the gaze soft. I should say I'm on a park called Victoria Park, which is right by the University of Leicester. It's pretty quiet in Leicester at the moment. Most people are on holiday. So with the eyes closed or the gaze just soft, tuning in with the breath, tuning in with the physical sensations in the body. And just notice what you brought onto the mat today. So it could be purely physical. It might be, I've got that little ache in my back, or my shoulders feel tight, or my jaw's a little bit tight. I've got tension in my neck. Or it could be thinking about the breath and how the breath feels in the body. And just to reiterate, there's no wrong or right here. You're just checking in. Maybe deepen the breath, nice long deep inhales, full exhales. Track the breath. So just noticing the flow of the breath. As you inhale, you feel the belly expand, you feel the chest rise, and when you exhale, everything rounds a little bit and falls back down. You take that nice deep inhale, sitting nice and tall, and exhaling, sinking back down. Let's do 3 or 4 like that together. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Let's do one more for luck. This time inhale through the nose, and then a full exhale through the mouth. Nice. And then if your eyes are closed, just come with the eyes open. And then I thought what we're going to do a couple of pranayama exercises here. So just breath rhythms. And the first one, we're going to do them both the same. So we'll kind of like pigeonhole both sides of this practice with this. It's called Shitaly Breath. The nice thing is about it, it's very cooling and it's very calming. So, when it's this hot for this long, we can kind of go a little bit, we can start to feel a little bit angry. And we can feel the tension build a little bit because we get hot and we get uncomfortable and it's a bit, if you're anything like me, then you're very British and you kind of think, I wish it was November again. Probably you don't think that. So this breath we're going to breathe through the tongue, and then we're going to breathe out through the nose. So you breathe in through the tongue and breathe out through the nose. And you might be thinking, how do we do that? You stick the tongue out and then you breathe through it. And then you close the mouth, and then you breathe out through the nose. If you can't do that with the tongue, or if you don't like to do that with the tongue, do this. Breathe through the teeth and then out through the nose. So you find a version that works for you. But as ever, let's just move a little bit here. We're not moved a lot. Press the fingers into the floor, roll the shoulders. Maybe around into the spine, bring the chest forward. Just make sure you're comfortable. And then again, somewhere for the hands. Maybe do this. You can place the hands on the heart center. Let's do 10 rounds. So closing the eyes or the gaze is soft. Stick the tongue out or breathe through the teeth. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale through the nose. Inhaling. Exhale, close the mouth, out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Calming the mind here. Inhale. Exhale, cooling the body. Halfway through. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful, deep inhale. Fullest exhale, close the mouth through the nose. 3 to go. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Here's the final one. Deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. And then if your hands were like mine, just bring them onto the knees. Really nice work. Just notice any changes. It might be really subtle. You might feel a bit cooler, hopefully. We'll do that at the end. But now, bring the hands onto the knees and then just begin to circle the torso around the hips. I'm going to stay here. I like it close to you. I don't want to move back onto my mat. So nice circular movements. Rotate from the navel center. Inhaling and exhaling. Apologies if I get too near the camera. Bring a little smile to the face. You know, don't take your yoga too seriously. It's always nice, you know, when you can come to a yoga practice and smile. I did a class last night with a local teacher here in Leicester, and I just smiled all the way through the class. Lots of chanting and singing and gongs and meditation and sounds. Come back the other way. And if you thought I would have said that, say 5 or 10 years ago, I would have been, you what? So we all change, you know, we open our minds. Yoga can be an incredibly healing practice. Sound can be incredibly healing. So I encourage you to check out all of those healing modalities and they become part of your overall wellness plan. Rotate the torso. Feel that movement from the navel center. Yeah, beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, just pull the belly up and in. If you don't like holding the breath, please don't do it. But if you do, just retain it. Feel the energy rise here and then exhale, let it go. Nice. I'm just going to move back a tiny little bit. Uncross the legs and then bring the feet out. I'm kind of shuffling back now. And then lean back into the hands and just windscreen wiper the legs from side to side. Got to say, it feels so good practicing outside with you guys. Ah, yeah. Whew. Just dropping the hips from side to side, leaning back into the arms. Gentle, gentle movements here. You know, yoga doesn't have to be all about flying around and coming into the most expansive postures or crazy balances. It can just be nice, gentle movements. And then slowly come back to center. Bring the other shin in front. Sit nice and tall. And then we'll flex the spine. So this is about moving the spine. So your pelvis is going to rock like this, hopefully. So you bring the hands onto the front shin. This is a little bit of leverage. Inhale the chest forward and then exhale round. Inhale forward and exhale round. Just get into a rhythm. You might move a lot slower than this. So you're just bringing that lower spinal flex. Keep that going. I'll turn to the side and I'll show you what it looks like. So you see my spine at the back, you know, lumbar spine, flexing. Pelvis is rocking backwards and forwards. Notice my head is nice and still. So avoid this kind of thing. This is a tendency where you're like, oh yeah, I'm getting into it now. But you might strain the neck. So keep the head still. Inhale forward, exhale round. A rhythm that suits your body, you know, every day it feels different. Keep that going. I'm just going to turn to the front. Inhale forward, exhale round. And then instead of having your hands on your shins, bring your hands onto your knees, and then same thing. Work with the breath. So we use the breath to enliven the body. Inhale the chest forward. Lengthen the spine. Shoulders are relaxed. I'm not here. I'm here. Shoulders are really relaxed down your back. And then exhale, let it go. And then bring the fingers back down by the hips, and then just have that little move around. Intuitive, whatever the body needs. Maybe it's about rounding the shoulders. You're just moving a little bit here. Nice. And then we'll work into the neck a little bit. Bring the hands again onto the knees, palms down, or you can have them here. It's up to you. And then just circle the head a few times in one direction. Close the eyes if you can. Maybe start small and make the circles bigger. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe relax the jaw, a little bit of gap in between the teeth. So we try and make all these movements accessible. Breathe into any tight spots, come back the other way. Maybe looking up and looking down. Be very gentle though. Nice deep inhales, full exhales. Maybe do 2 more. Big circles if you can. And then eventually bring the head back to center. And then a full exhale. And then if your eyes are closed, just come with the eyes open. Yeah, really nice. Really, really nice. All right, let's move this on a little bit. Let's do a twist. So probably the best thing for me to do, you stay where you are, but come to the side. Okay, so bring the legs out. Just give the legs a little bit of a shake. Maybe just tap the legs into the floor. Maybe roll through the ankles. This can feel nice. Then press the hands down by the hips. This is called Dandasana or staff pose. Really activate through the legs. Pull the toes back. Chest is lifted. Back of the neck is nice and long. And then just breathe in here. Beautiful. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bend the right leg in. And then if you can, cross the right leg over the left knee. So hopefully you can see what I did there. So you kind of grab onto the shin, cross that right foot over the left knee. Beautiful. Bring the right hand behind. So you can see what I'm trying to do here is find it's a good way to show you how my spine reacts here. So I don't want to be here where I'm leaning too far back. So I want to bring my hand quite a long way towards my sit bones. And then if I want to come up on my fingertips, I can do that. But you can see I've got this length in my spine. I'm not here and I'm not here. It's just worth kind of setting up properly sometimes. You're going to inhale the left arm up. This is where you find length. Then rotate to the side, sort of like a quarter turn from the navel. Wrap that left arm around the right knee. So you just hug it in. So you inhale here and then you exhale. Again, rotate from the navel. Inhaling. And exhaling. Nice. Maybe look down the right shoulder. It's up to you. Inhaling. Exhaling. This left leg, the one that's going, hello, this is my left leg. The one that's waving with its foot. That's activated. So you can see I'm really pressing that left leg down into the floor. When I inhale, press the leg in. And as I exhale, come into my twist. It can feel really nice on the opposite side of the body. Let's do 2 more together. Deep inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. 1 more deep inhale. And exhale, look down the right shoulder if you want. We've moved into the neck already. And then very, very slowly come back to center. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. So lengthen out that right leg and then give the legs a shake. And you can have the hands here. You can have the hands here. You can do this. Whatever feels good for you. And then let's do the other side. So this time, bend the left knee in. I like to grab around the knee and then the shin. And we'll do something like this in a moment. So we're going to work into the hips a little bit more. Think about the left arm behind. Find that length. You really push. You feel different on either side. So maybe come right up onto the fingers. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, wrap the right arm around the left knee. Really pull the left knee into the center. So same thing again. Deep inhale. I'm looking away from you now. Full exhale. Maybe look down the arm. Inhaling. Exhaling. So again, rotate from the navel center. Really feel the right leg. It's activated. Pull the toes back towards the shin. Inhaling. Full exhale. We'll do 2 more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. And then very slowly come back to center. Hands down by the hips. Lengthen out the left leg. Give them a shake. And then bend one knee in. Bend the other knee in. And then just grab around the shins. You grab around the shins or the knees and then just let the head fall down. Breathe through the back body. Release the spine. I'm enjoying myself so much out here that I promise that we will go on location. Royal Voluntary Service, Virtual Village Hall, Yoga with Dave, on location throughout the summer. Coming to a park near you. Lift up the head. And then you stay where you are. I'm just going to come back to center. Beautiful. Nice. All right, let's do this. Bring the hands onto the knees. Sit nice and tall. Bring the shoulders up. Drop the shoulders down. Bring the shoulders up. Drop the shoulders down. You might do this with the breath. Inhale, exhale. So we're doing a bit of a shoulder workout, a neck workout. We're working into the spine. Working into the hips. We'll do a class today without any sun salutations. Let's see if we can stay seated all the way through it. Drop the shoulders down the back. Little smile on the face. If you want to, you can close the eyes and focus in between the eyebrows. Let the energy rise up the spine. Again, don't take this too seriously. This is just about you meeting you, getting into your body, appreciating everything you do for yourself, and appreciating yourself and your body. We spend far too much time being mean to ourselves, that critical voice in the head. So this is to cut through all of that nonsense that we tell ourselves. You are beautiful and you are abundant. You just got to believe it. Say it. I am beautiful and I am abundant. Beautiful. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. Beautiful. And that thing about being abundant and beautiful, you might not believe it and you might go, yeah, I don't believe all that stuff, Dave. I'm not buying into it. You know, the good news is if you say it to yourself enough, the subconscious mind, it eats that information for breakfast. It loves it. So you keep saying it over and over and over again. You know, we've done affirmations in the classes before. I look in the mirror, I love what I see. I look in the mirror, I love what I see. Just keep saying it to yourself and then you start to believe it. So it can be very powerful. Again, 5-10 years ago, I'd be like, no, thank you very much. So just try it. All right. Okay. Now we're going to work into the hips. So let's do it this way. Lengthen out the left leg. Just sit back a little bit. Yeah. In fact, let me just move the camera. So lengthen out the left leg. There we go. That's better. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the right leg. So again, the left leg's pretty active, you know. You find that both sit bones are pressed down into the floor and then pick up the right leg. With the left hand, just grab the outer edge of the right foot. And then with the right hand, grab the right knee. And then just do this. Rock the baby. Just from side to side. And you might move really slowly. Don't think about it too much. You know, you're drawing this right shin in towards the chest. This is not all about you know, trying to find the deepest version. Rock it out. Obviously, anything going on in the hips, you got to take it easy. Any hip surgery, take it very easy, but you know your body better than anyone else. And then if you wanted to take it a little bit further, you can place the right foot in the inside of the left elbow and then grab around the right knee. So you're here, you're just hugging it in a little bit more. Rock it out. Rock out the baby. Rock it out. Beautiful movement into the hips, this is. So nice. I did a yoga class with this guy called Dave, and he rocked his hips for 15 minutes. We're not going to do that. Another 30 seconds, though, because, you know, it's really getting into the outer right hip, maybe the inner right hip. Enjoy the motion. And then we're going to do a really beautiful stretch after this that I'm really looking forward to do because it feels very, very good. Nice. All right, slow it down. Perfect. And then if you were here, then we'll come back to here and meet these people. All right, so you're going to keep the left hand on the right foot. Lengthen out the right leg, so you just stretch it to the side and get to see my suntan lines. Look at that, very impressive. And then with the right arm, you can just lengthen the right arm behind. So this leg can be bent, you can be here. You know, you don't have to straighten it, this can be enough. Or lengthen the leg and then look down that right arm. Try not to sit back too much, find your balance. This is a beautiful expansive posture, stretching across the body, getting into the hamstrings, working on your balance. You know, if you start to kind of fall around a little bit, just find a gaze point and concentrate on one spot. Activate through the fingers, stretch out the leg again. You know, I'm not the most open person, so a little flex in the knee. Open up the heart center. Breathe deeply. Beautiful work, everyone. 15 more seconds, so 3 breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale, full exhale, and then your deepest inhale and your fullest exhale, and then come back to center really slowly. Again, just nurse this knee back down, drop the right foot, lean back into the arms, and then just windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. Just a little bit of movement in between the postures. Whoa, the ice cream van's here. Would you mind if I disappear for 15 minutes? Get myself an ice cream. Beautiful. All right, let's do that all on the other side. So you'll probably feel different from either side. So let's take this really, really easy. So right leg down on the floor now, and then pick up the left knee, sorry, the left foot, and then just kind of rock it. So you're just hugging around the knee, grabbing the left foot with the right hand, and then just bring a little bit of movement in. Think about the sit bones, and then nice and supported and even, and then you're just rocking from side to side. You know, you might just be here. Just be mindful of the knee. Maybe protect it by wrapping the left elbow around the left knee. A little bit of movement here. Breathe deeply. Any tight spots you're feeling. Beautiful, really nice. And then if you wanted to take it any further, left foot, place it into the crease of the right elbow, and then clasp the hands. You just draw that right knee back. Sorry, that's a left knee back towards the chest. Check out the sensations. Rock it out. I just had this horrible feeling. I thought, did I do this leg the first time? I'm kind of looking at my body parts going, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't. In fact, I know I didn't now, but I just had that doubt in my mind. Rock it out. Breathe into the hips. 30 more seconds here. Maybe close the eyes. And you're still sitting nice and tall here. Think about the right leg, and it's nice and activated, pressing down into the ground. Maybe the grass, maybe your mat. Maybe you rolled your mat out in your lounge and then you said, oh, Dave's outside. I'm going to join him. So if anyone's in their gardens today, up and down the country, then welcome to the great outdoors. A beautiful healer in itself, nature. So nice to be out here. It feels so good. And then slow it down and then just release. And then from here, just going to grab outer edge of this, the inner edge of the left leg and straighten it out. So again, I want to bring too much tension into the leg. You can see there's a little bit of tension in my leg, so maybe I just bend into the knee. So I'm sitting nice and tall. And then I'm going to float that left arm behind. Beautiful, nice. So a little bit of balance going on here. Stretching across the body, heart centers open. Activate through the arm, roll the shoulder back. So this hand isn't kind of like baggy, it's nice and activated. Really beautiful stretch this is. Again, this is in a yoga class I did last night. That's the lovely thing about practicing with other teachers. You get so much inspiration from other teachers. I'm sure you know that. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. And then slowly come back to center. And then just slowly bring that leg in. And then same thing. Lean back into the hands. And then just windscreen wiper the legs from side to side. Beautiful. I probably didn't even need to bring my yoga mat today. It's sitting there, all forlorn behind me. Really nice work, everyone. Come back to a seated position. So back in easy pose. Feel free to sit on something here. That can feel really nice. So you get that length in the spine. It's hard sometimes just to sit on the floor. And then we'll do a couple of dynamic movements here. But first of all, let's just do a little bit of seated cat and cow. So bring the hands onto the knees, inhale the chest forward, and then exhale around. So it's a little bit like the spinal flex we did, but a lot slower, a bit more expansive. Lift the chin, lift the head if it feels okay, and then exhale down. It's really nice looking up at this tree. Inhaling up, exhale round, inhaling up, and exhale rounding. Seated cat cow. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Deep inhale, full exhale, deep inhale, and a full exhale. Come back to that neutral spine. Inhale, sweep the arms up nice and high. Exhale, just bring the hands forward. Try not to come down all the way. So keep the hands kind of out in front, and then just tilt the pelvis forward, and then the heart center remains lifted. There's this tendency, everyone's like, I got to get on the floor, I got to get down here, and start rounding into the spine. So it's not about that. Yoga's not just about how deep you can come into the poses. So breathe deeply here. Lumbar spine. Breathe into it. Maybe just move from side to side. Maybe claw into the fingers. What does that do to the arms? What does it do to the shoulders? Be that scientist or that geographer, explorer. That's what I should have said. Be your own explorer into your own body. Little movements can go a long way. And then now, if you wanted to flatten the palms down and then round into the spine, and maybe bring the forearms down, let the chin be nice and heavy. Maybe support the hands here. Hang out. Breathe deeply. Relax the face. Smile. Nice. And then from here, press back into the hands and very, very gently roll yourself back up. And now a little stretch into the side of the body. You're going to have the left hand down, and then you're going to inhale the right arm up. Then you're going to exhale the left arm up. So you inhale, and then you exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just get into a rhythm that suits your body today. So we'll move dynamically, in and out of the postures with the breath, and then we'll hold towards the end. So keep this going if you can, just at a rhythm that feels good for you. Next time you take that inhale to the left, hold it here. Keep breathing though. So you're looking to press the sit bones down into the floor so they're nice and even, and feel this stretch all the way up this right hand side. So the arm can go here, can grab onto the ear if you want. I mean, to say grab, just place the hand and maybe look beyond that right shoulder. Whatever you want to do, there's loads of options. Breathe deeply. You might want to come down a little bit lower, come down on the forearm, and then come to the other side, just in your own time. Breathe deeply into the left-hand side of the body. Let the head go if you want. Maybe just hook over, and you can do this and look beyond the left shoulder, open the chest, whatever works for you. And then slowly bring that left hand down. Beautiful, really nice. And then make sure you're comfortable. So let's do this. Bring the feet out in front, and then the fingers are faced behind, and then just do some reverse tables. Lift the hips, and then bring the hips back down. Lift up the hips, bring the hips back down. A couple more like that. Lifting up, reverse table, bring the hips back down. And then final one, lifting up and coming back down. Beautiful, nice. And then back to that seated position. So bring the other shin in front. I'll remove a little bit of a stick. And then we're going to do some dynamic breath movements now. So this first one we're going to do is got an arm movement involved. So the arms are coming out here. You're going to inhale to the left. You're going to exhale to the right. All right. So the thumbs are out, arms are out. You create your own little wind system here. It's really good, especially in hot weather. But you're going to work quite energetically, so you might get warm, but then we'll take a little break in between. Okay, so thumbs up, spine lengthened. Inhale left, exhale right. Just let the head go with the movement. Bring all your energy. Don't think about these postures too much. Begin to slow it down. So do 2 more either side. Slow movements. Final time to the right. And then come back to center. And then bring the fists in and the arms in. Squeeze here. Squeeze the body. And exhale, let it go. All right, nice. We're going to do another one. So this is going to be another powerful breath. All we're going to do is we're going to punch. So this is the one if you've got any frustrations, any anger, tension in the body. Maybe it's something that's built up over the last few days. Maybe it's something that's built up over the last year, with COVID, and you just feel very frustrated. This is where we get to cut through all of that and get rid of it. So make fists. You can hook the thumbs under or over, and you're just going to punch. So it's all right. So that's kind of like a breath of fire. You don't have to do that breath but I like to use very energizing. So it's a forceful exhale through the nose and then a passive inhale through the nose. So imagine you've got a fly stuck in your nose, you blow it out. So it's really quite powerful. But then the inhale, it just bounces in. So I'll show you again. You can see my belly, it pumps. It's not for everybody. So if you're on your menstrual cycle or if you're pregnant, then don't do that. And if you don't like breath of fire, just do a long deep breath. All right, let's do this together and bring, again, all your energy. Let it go. You know, sometimes we do that one when we paint the aura and we swing the arms up and down. This is a little bit like that. Make fists. You can have an angry face. Or if it's just about moving with enthusiasm, smile. Whatever feels good for you. Let's go for it. Keep it going. Just punch away. Let it go. Angry face. Smiley face. Working with the breath, enliven the body. Speed it up if you want. It's going to be worth it. Keep it going. Slow it down and then take an inhale, bring the arms back. Squeeze. Loads of tension in the body. Loads. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale, squeeze. Tense up. Tense everything. Exhale, let it go. A guy on a bike just gave me a really weird look. Let's do one more then. Inhale. Squeeze. Squeeze. Exhale. Beautiful. And then just come with the thumb and the forefinger together. Thank you for your enthusiasm there. And then just breathe here. Let it go. Feel free to sigh it out. And just check in with your experience. Move in the body. You know, sometimes you're just holding everything in. And it can be as simple as just having a good shout sometimes. I sometimes go for a run at a beautiful country park called Braggart Park on the edge of Leicestershire. Go out in the dark, go to the top of the hill and shout. Oh, you feel better afterwards. Try not to let all of this stuff build up. Release it, release it. And that's the beautiful thing about yoga, is you get to release with the breath, with these physical movements. Just you meeting you, honoring yourself. Beautiful. Come with the eyes open if they were closed. Really nice. One more posture, and then we come back to that Shitaly breath that we did at the start. So this time, just clasp the hands behind the neck. You know, we do this one where it's Sufi grind, and we rotate from the navel center. We'll do the same thing, but we're going to do it with the hands behind the neck. So rotate from the navel, just come around in one direction. I've got to say, I've really enjoyed the practice outside today. So if it's inspired you to get outside, or if you are outside, yeah, next week, let's see where we can end up. Come back the other way. Nice big rotations. So massaging into the liver, into the internal organs. Working out, working all the toxins out of the body. Beautiful. And then come back to center. And exhale. Bring the hands down. Really nice work, everyone. One more. Windscreen wiper of the legs. Bring them out. I didn't get on my mat. We sat down for 45 minutes pretty much. Congratulations, everyone. All right, let's do it. Final pranayama. We were here before. Somewhere comfortable for the hands, maybe the hands back on the heart. Shitaly breath from through the tongue or through the teeth. 10 rounds. Inhale. Stick the tongue out all through the teeth. Exhale through the nose. Inhaling. Exhale. Really nice cooling breath. Calming breath. And calming the fluctuations of the mind. Inhale through the tongue, through the teeth. Five to go. I knew I'd see someone I knew. 3 to go. Final 2. Fullest exhale. And then final 1. Full exhale through the nose. And then you can release whatever mudra you had, and that's just your hand position. And then just come back to where you were at the start of the class. Just checking in with yourself. Noticing the effects of your practice today. And then slowly bringing the hands to heart center. Beautiful work, everyone. Really fantastic. Thank you for your enthusiasm and your energy on a very hot day here in Britain. And then just bowing your head down to your prayer and just simply wish yourself well, appreciate yourself, appreciate everything you do for yourself, and then just sending that love out into the wider world. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a real pleasure to teach you all here today in the park. And as I say, if it's sunny next week, I'm going to be around. So I hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy this warm weather. And see you next week. Namaste. Bye, everyone.